Like 50 don't do nothing but tear down black men. Look at it. He's nothing giving. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Irv Gotti, Ja Rule. Yeah. Now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive, do nothing positive. He's a culture vulture.
A bully.
For one, this is a business relationship, right? They don't write stories and series on nobodies, right? So BMF is BMF, but not because of 50, it's because of Big Meech, right? That's his story, that's his life, right? So I don't think 50 doing him no favor.
The conversation around 50 Cent's actions has always stirred strong reactions. Fans and observers alike have pointed out that, in many cases, he rarely celebrates the achievements of others in the same circle. Instead, his public persona often seems focused on competition and critique. According to online discussion, some believe 50 tends to highlight the downfalls of others rather than uplift them. This pattern is especially noticeable when looking at his interactions with figures like Diddy V and Big Meech. Community reactions suggest that 50 rarely publicly acknowledges their successes in a positive way, leading to claims that he operates like a culture vulture, moving in when others are vulnerable. While this perspective is heavily debated online, it sets the stage for a deeper conversation about loyalty, respect, and reputation in this circle of hip-hop and street legends. The tension isn't just about competition. For some, it's personal, and it's this undercurrent that would later play a key role in the rising friction with Boozie and Big Meech. The question many are asking now: is this critique rooted in business, personal feeling, or something deeper? And more importantly, why now?
Like his response, it seemed like he got a genuine kind of love for 50 on his response. But, my response was, nigga, that's my daddy, you. Let's go to war, you. And everything you snick, you. I don't know what Meech was on something. That's my paw. I don't give a...
At its core, this situation is framed as a business relationship. Online discussion suggests that while 50 Cent played a role in amplifying the BMF brand, the story of Big Meech is ultimately Meech's own. The narrative, the legacy, and the series are tied to his life and experiences, not just 50's involvement. Fans speculate that this distinction is key to understanding why loyalty and perception have become so entangled. Boozie, known for being vocal about his alliances, has long made his support for Big Meech public. Every interview, every post, and every verse reinforces this connection. Comment sections reacted strongly to his unwavering loyalty, painting him as someone whose respect runs deep, perhaps even blinding him from seeing the full picture. The tension is subtle at first, but it's palpable. While some see Boozie's loyalty as commendable, others argue that it might be causing him to misread situations. And in the world of high-stakes entertainment and street politics, a single misstep can ignite a chain reaction that's impossible to control.
Street gangster rapper is alive right now.
Out here.
Be counseled.
Dumb as your
bro.
Stupid.
You ain't no paperwork on Boosie.
Huh?
Ain't no paperwork on Boosie.
Support that got paperwork.
Everybody do.
No.
That's the way I like it.
No, we don't.
You ain't been around one person that had paperwork.
I tell you, he's a rat, and I'm doing business with him. Boosie act like he don't know what's going on.
Boozie's dedication to Big Meech isn't just professional, it's personal. Sources and fans speculate that he treated Meech's name like a sacred emblem, constantly bringing it up in interviews, social media posts, and lyrics. Even during Meech's incarceration, Boozie worked tirelessly to ensure the legacy stayed alive, showing a level of loyalty that many admired. But the dynamic shifted dramatically once 50 Cent and Big Meech reportedly found themselves on opposing sides. Public reactions suggest that what was once mutual respect became a tense, complex triangle of loyalties. Boozie's response during this period reportedly indicated that while he maintained a kind of genuine affection for 50, his loyalty to Meech was unwavering, and that unwavering loyalty might have clouded his judgment. It's in these moments that the line between business and personal begins to blur, and as we'll see, Boozie's choice to defend Meech so fiercely would become a catalyst for the conflict that followed. Every move now carried weight, and every reaction was scrutinized by fans and insiders alike. The next question looms: how far would loyalty push someone before reality intervened?
Away from the Big Meech concert, get your tickets right now. Make sure everybody flying to the city. for this. It's gonna be huge. Damn near sold out. Get your tickets right now. We 2 days away from the concert. We holding bottles in the air. We doing it bigger than ever. I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino, it's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it.
Boosie's words, filled with emotion and coded phrases, reveal just how divided his loyalties had become. Online reactions suggest that his heart was no longer fully aligned with 50 Cent, a reality that didn't go unnoticed by fans and commentators. Despite this, his allegiance to Big Meech remained unshakable, some say almost blindingly so. The twist, as many analysts point out, is in the direction of action. While Boosie's public statements painted 50 as the one betraying loyalty, according to sources, it was actually Big Meech who made the first strategic move. Yet Boosie continued to defend 50's perceived opposition, illustrating just how deeply personal loyalty can sometimes overshadow the facts. This moment sets the stage for one of the most intense chapters in their intertwined histories. Loyalty, perception, and miscommunication collide, leaving viewers and insiders questioning, when does defending someone cross into denial? And when does allegiance become a trap?
Took a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe. Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these.
According to sources and community discussion, the initial spark didn't come from 50 Cent. It came from Big Meech. Despite this, Boosie continued to frame 50 as the one who broke the code, portraying him as the antagonist in the situation. Fans speculate that this narrative was fueled by Boosie's deep loyalty and protective instincts toward Meech, but it also highlights how perception can be misleading when loyalty clouds judgment. The paperwork mentioned in discussions online refers to documented evidence of actions and allegiances. Social media chatter suggests that Boosie's claims may not align with the publicly available facts. Many commenters noted that everyone in this circle operates with a complex mix of legal, business, and street dynamics, and assumptions often complicate the truth. The lesson here, for fans and insiders alike, is clear. In high-stakes entertainment and street circles, loyalty can be both a shield and a blindfold. Boosie's unwavering stance shows dedication, but it also sets the stage for conflict escalation. The next moves from all parties involved would prove just how thin the line between allegiance and miscalculation really is.
Somebody tricked me off the street.
You tricked Cuff off the street.
I never folded, never told.
You
never
told Tammy to tell.
Before the time, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
Y'all gonna be disappointed when Lil Baby don't show up? When Skilla don't show up, when Vizzo don't show up? And all these don't show up?
I wasn't gonna address this.
Man, this nigga being dropped. Look at you reading this.
But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the time, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena.
He expressly states that Demetrius Flannery, Big Meech, put her in contact with Fidel Suarez out of California and Dion Gatlin, who is Cuffy out of St. Louis, to arrange a large...
According to sources and online reactions, Boosie has always shared a close, almost brotherly bond with Big Meech. This relationship is a cornerstone of his loyalty, shaping much of his perspective and public commentary. Fans speculate that Boosie may be fully aware of why 50 Cent stepped back, but chooses not to acknowledge it publicly. a decision that reflects both strategy and personal loyalty. Online discussion suggests that in these circles, paperwork isn't just legal documentation, it's also about knowing who's trustworthy and who isn't. While Boozie publicly questions others, commentators note that he himself operates in a space where secrets and strategy often dictate actions behind the scenes. His silence about certain details may be intentional, a way to maintain allegiance without exposing vulnerabilities. The situation underscores a recurring theme: loyalty can both protect and mislead. While Boozie's dedication is undeniable, observers note that his refusal to speak openly about 50's choices hints at deeper complexities. As tensions rise, every quiet action, every unspoken truth begins to carry weight and could ultimately redefine alliances.
7-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, and you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Collins, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Collins signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Right. So
okay, so can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how'd you come upon this information?
How do you know? How do you came upon this information, though?
We were rewarded what's called a Franks hearing. It's based on a case called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Franks hearing entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This was testified in court, that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. But I think people would ask a question of this, though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then if he did it to get a time cut, then how come he still did all that time in jail?
Well, what they don't understand is that he never received the time cut because what came out was that she had an illicit relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Handler. But her first DA handler was the guy, as you should know, Blue, who wrote the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Special Agent Jack Harvey is the person that locked us all up, who was also the person that locked up Terry White, which was her first case as a DEA agent. And then he retired. He retired after he got them 60 years.
Yeah, he retired, and then her handler became a brother by the name of Keith Cromer, Special Agent Keith Cromer, who was also fired behind this particular case. So Meech never received the time cut because, unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's against the law to have a relationship or any personal relationship with a government informant.
This how it happened. Somehow, some way, because I don't know how, she met Special Agent Jack Harvey. You could leave that up to question. How did Big Meech's personal assistant / the person that handles all this business / the person that owns BMF Entertainment to this day since 2008.
Boozie and Big Meech share more than just history. According to public sources, they come from similar streets, shaped by the same hustle and the same challenges. Their bond isn't superficial. It's built on shared experience, respect, and understanding. When tension flared between 50 Cent and Meech, it was almost inevitable that Boozie would intervene, and he did so decisively, signaling his allegiance without hesitation. Fans and online commentators noticed how quickly he aligned with Meech's side, attending events, promoting appearances, and amplifying the narrative that supported his friend. The Big Meech concert became more than just an event. It was a statement, a visual proof of loyalty, and a reminder of who Boozie stands with. Social media erupted with anticipation, ticket sales spiked, and the energy surrounding the event underscored just how invested the community was in this unfolding story. This moment marks a pivotal turning point. Loyalty is no longer abstract. It's visible, tangible, and charged with consequence. The question fans began asking at this stage is crucial. When personal loyalty meets public spectacle, does it empower or does it blind those involved to the risks ahead? And just as the concert approached, the stakes were only set to escalate further, bringing in new players, strategies, and surprises that would shift the narrative entirely. The moment Boozie stepped fully into the conflict, the narrative escalated beyond a simple feud. It transformed into a visible war of perception. Fans began dissecting every public appearance, every post, and every subtle gesture. Boozie's immediate alignment with Big Meech wasn't just loyalty, it was a statement, a declaration that in his eyes, some bonds outweigh everything else, even years-long alliances with industry giants. But this kind of loyalty, while admirable to some, carries risk. Observers noted that Boozie's focus on defending Meech seemed to blind him to the broader implications of the situation. It wasn't just about who was right or wrong, it was about optics, strategy, and influence in a world where perception often matters as much as reality. While the Big Meech concert became a symbol of allegiance, it also became a focal point for scrutiny. Online discussion exploded as fans, insiders, and casual observers speculated about the motivations behind every move. Some saw Boozie's visible support as heroic, standing by a friend when tensions boiled over. Others, however, questioned whether this public display was strategic or reckless. Could such unwavering loyalty in a complex web of street politics and entertainment deals ultimately backfire? The crowd's excitement masked an undercurrent of tension, and those watching closely knew that the ripples of this decision would be felt long after the bottles were raised and the music faded. As the narrative expanded, the interplay between business and personal loyalty became increasingly tangled. Big Meech, once the untouchable figurehead of BMF, suddenly found himself at the center of a web of conflicting expectations. Sources suggest that his past decisions, some made under intense pressure and some strategic, had created vulnerabilities. Boozie, in publicly defending him, effectively amplified these vulnerabilities while signaling to the world which side he was on. The move was bold, but in the realm of high-profile celebrity conflict, bold often comes with consequences. Then came the social media storm. Every fan account, every snippet of footage, every reposted quote added layers to the story. Memes, commentary threads, and speculations became a secondary narrative, sometimes blurring fact with perception. Analysts online noted the irony. The same platforms that magnify loyalty also expose weaknesses. The narrative that Boozie was defending the code against 50 Cent's perceived actions simultaneously painted a picture of potential miscalculation. Every supportive post from Boozie became a double-edged sword, rallying his base while providing ammunition to critics. Within the industry, the reaction was equally intricate. Those who had worked with both 50 Cent and Boozie began weighing in, often in subtle ways. According to public sources, certain insiders viewed Boozie's unwavering stance as admirable but potentially naive, suggesting that he may have underestimated the complex interplay of past favors, strategic partnerships, and the evolving nature of the BMF brand. Meanwhile, others argued that Boozie was simply navigating the only moral compass he knew, loyalty to a man he believed had consistently shown him the same respect in return. This clash between principle and pragmatism became a recurring theme as the story unfolded. As the days progressed, additional layers of the conflict emerged. Rumors of behind-the-scenes negotiations, secret meetings, and potential deals circulated online, with fans and insiders dissecting each possible angle. Commentary threads suggested that 50 Cent's decision to step back may not have been personal at all, but rather a calculated move to protect his interests while watching the situation unfold. Boozie, caught between defending a friend and confronting the realities of business, found himself navigating a precarious position that would only intensify scrutiny. The tension reached its peak when contrasting portrayals of the involved parties emerged. Boozie's public persona painted him as the loyal soldier, unwavering and fearless, defending Meech in interviews, podcasts, and social media appearances. 50 Cent, on the other hand, reportedly approached the situation with caution, emphasizing strategic silence and selective commentary. This dichotomy created a striking contrast that online audiences immediately latched onto, sparking debates about loyalty, fairness, and the nature of influence in the modern hip-hop landscape. Cultural fallout began to ripple beyond the immediate circle. Commentators speculated on the broader implications for the BMF brand and related media ventures. Could these tensions impact future productions, endorsements, or collaborations? Fans pointed to the public nature of Boosie's advocacy as both a rallying cry and a potential risk. The irony, many noted, was that the same loyalty intended to protect reputation also drew attention to cracks in relationships, exposing vulnerabilities that might have otherwise remained hidden. Meanwhile, the media coverage intensified the stakes. Interviews, podcasts, and video content dissected every action, every reaction. Analysts pointed out that the optics of the Big Meech concert, combined with Boosie's vocal defense, created a highly charged environment where every gesture was scrutinized. Each social media post, each quote, and every snippet of video became part of a sprawling narrative, connecting past favors, perceived betrayals, and strategic positioning. The story was no longer confined to private circles. It had become a public, living drama. At the same time, some observers reflected on the underlying themes: loyalty, legacy, and the tension between personal bonds and business interests. Boosie's commitment, while genuine, highlights the complex dynamics of relationships in a landscape where influence, perception, and strategic alliances are constantly in flux. The story became a cautionary tale. Unwavering loyalty can be noble, but it can also obscure critical truths. The choices made in the heat of allegiance often carry consequences far beyond the immediate circle. Irony played a subtle but powerful role throughout. The very actions intended to protect a friend and uphold principles inadvertently contributed to increased tension and scrutiny. Cultural observers online began weighing in on the broader implications, asking questions about the nature of celebrity loyalty, the pressures of public perception, and the intricate interplay between business strategy and personal ethics. As the dust settled on the immediate confrontations, a new layer emerged, the understanding that this conflict was about more than individuals. It was about cultural storytelling, about how history, legacy, and narrative are controlled, contested, and interpreted in the public eye. Boosie's defense of Meech, 50 Cent's responses, and the reactions of fans collectively formed a study in modern celebrity dynamics, where every move is amplified, every gesture dissected, and every statement weighed for implications. By the time public attention reached its peak, the story had evolved into a commentary on trust, power, and the sometimes illusory nature of loyalty. What began as a disagreement had become a reflection of broader societal patterns, the ways in which influence, allegiance, and narrative shape perception. Those observing closely began to see that beneath the surface, drama lay lessons about strategy, authenticity, and the cost of navigating high-stakes networks. Yet even as analysis deepened, the raw emotion remained palpable. Boosie's devotion to Meech continued to resonate, drawing both admiration and critique. 50 Cent's selective commentary and strategic positioning maintained tension, leaving audiences guessing about the next move. Fans speculated, commentators analyzed, and the cultural discourse expanded, revealing that the story was far from over. Every statement, every appearance, and every reaction became a thread in a larger tapestry, showing that in celebrity dynamics, nothing happens in isolation. And now, as the narrative threads continue to weave together, one question hangs over the story. How will loyalty, perception, and personal history influence the next chapter? Will alliances shift, reputations be restored, or will new tensions emerge to challenge the existing balance? The answers are not simple, and the story continues to evolve, illustrating how human complexity intersects with public narrative in ways that are both fascinating and unpredictable. And don't go anywhere. Click the next video you see on your screen for even more juicy celebrity chaos, betrayals, and stories Hollywood doesn't want you to know. See you in the next one.